to the channel, and welcome back to another reaction request. If it's your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing, join the family. Absolutely love to have you. This is one from Monroe. Thank you, Monroe, for the reaction request. If you want to do one, by the way, head over to offtap.life. We'll make it happen for you too. That being said, though, this one right here is Marilyn Manson on the O'Reilly Factor. It's from 2001, and Monroe had this to say: good rhymes with quit, because YouTube. We don't want to say profanity too early because they don't like that. They freaking like to just keep it nice and wholesome. So we're going to do that. So just use your imagination. What rhymes with quit? Good quit. All right, without further ado, from me, Monroe, and all of you, let's get off tap.
A few moments later.
Staying with us in Bill O'Reilly, and in the Children at Risk segment tonight, we continue our reporting on the corrosive effects of the popular music world on some American children. Marilyn Manson has sold almost 5 million records since 1995 and has delivered some shocking concert appearances. I talked with him last Wednesday, and one day later, authorities in Michigan issued a warrant for his arrest for lewd conduct on stage. Manson denies it, but there is no denying that he is a strange and some say disturbing force in the pop world. What are you trying to get across in the lyrics to these songs?
It's always about being yourself and not being ashamed of being different or thinking different. I try and take everyone's ideals, common morals, flip them around, make people look at them differently, question them, so that you're not always taking things for granted.
All right, noble. But why the bizarre get-up? I mean, why the eye?
What the bizarre get-up, man? Let him be what he wants to be, how he wants to be it. Who cares what he's wearing, and how he's doing it, man? Freaking, you could tell this dude ain't in the loop, man. Why is he freaking hating on freaking someone for being creative with their, look and everything? It's called creativity, freedom of expression. Come on, O'Reilly. Jeez.
Why the nail polish? Why the Satan stuff? You're a minister in the Church of Satan, right?
No, not necessarily. That was something earlier. No. It was a friend of mine who's now dead, who was a philosopher that I thought that I learned a lot from, and that was a title that I was given. So a lot of people made a lot out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, look, if you're a reverend,
it's not a real job.
Satan,
I didn't get paid for it.
But why, if you want to get those kids, those lonely kids, and you want them to be able to be creative and burst out of that, why the bizarre presentation, which can be misinterpreted?
I think everybody's got a presentation. Everybody looks a certain way because they want to convey a certain image. You look a certain way because you want people to listen to you in a certain way.
Are you
individuality is what's called.
Exhibitionist?
I'm kind of shy, and I think that I take that out by performing in front of a lot of people. That's how I get out my shyness.
But you've done some pretty bizarre things on stage. I mean, they tell me that you engaged in a sex act with another man in a stage in Miami. Is that true?
To a certain degree. It wasn't so much a formal sex act. No one was aroused.
Well, why did you do that? Why would you do that?
Somebody ran on stage and pulled down their pants, so rather than let them make a laugh out of me, I grabbed them and turned the joke around on them. My parents were in the audience. And
your parents were in the audience?
And I introduced my father to the gentleman that came on stage. So if my father approved of it, I don't see it to be that shocking.
But it was...
Oh, Lord have mercy. What? Holy crap. I mean, look, hey, some things happen at live shows, out of your control. I mean, look, hey, as an artist myself who performed on big stages, had tons of people there, like, some things happen sometimes. You can't control what the fans do sometimes, you know what I mean? But you can control what you do. But hey, it's cool. Like you said, his dad was cool. It was like, yo, hey, way to go. That's my boy. Let's go.
It was shocking.
It was entertaining to me.
To you?
To me.
But if kids saw that, if they saw you simulating or actually doing whatever happened, a sex act with another man, maybe they would go out and do it too.
The thing is, if the kids watch freaking Fox News, they'll see something that will put a bad idea in their, head hole. Like you see some of the stuff that just goes on in the world and they report on it, man. Come on, man. Like, that's just dumb.
Well, I can't be blamed for something like that. You have to blame Richard Simmons and Liberace and people like that. I don't encourage people to choose any sort of sexuality, but I think I just try to entertain people. That's an odd example because it was a rare occasion. Someone ran up on stage and took off their clothes. It's not something that I would normally do, but I thought it was funny to me at the time.
You have a stand on sex. You encourage kids to have sex.
No, I don't. I do have a lot of sexual imagery in my performance, but I don't think it's ever encouraging anyone to have sex. I think I just show my own sexuality, but I don't think I've ever really written about having sex or anything like that. I think that's, again, another thing that parents should be deciding.
Boom.
Okay, but remember now.
Facts. That's it. At the end of the day, it's not his responsibility to parent your children or to be a parent to any child. It's the parent's job or the child's job to go out and freaking find a parent if they ain't got one already. I don't know. But no, seriously, it's the parent's job or the legal guardian or, whatever the case is, like at the end of the day, as an entertainer, you're out there entertaining, and who decides to watch and consume what you're doing, again, it's not up to you to monitor that, and control that. At the end of the day, parents should be the ones deciding, what they feel is best for their children to raise them how they see fit. It's not up to the artist to be concerned with that, really. I think, that's his character. That's his gimmick, man. That's what he does. This is who he is. So, you know what I'm saying? He's not supposed to be, it's not like his gimmick is to be freaking the Pope or something. And even then, that being said, a lot of popes got bad reputation. Yeah, we'll just move on. Y'all know.
Now, a lot of kids don't have parents that really care about them, and those kids tend to gravitate to people like you, who
If a kid asked me, should I have sex, I'd say, how old are you? And I'd say, well, I lost my virginity when I was 16, so there's my inspiration to you.
All right.
And I would have tried sooner, but I just couldn't find any girls that liked me.
You're a pretty well-spoken guy, yet in your records you use a lot of F-word, a lot of swearing, and this and that. Again, is it necessary to get your message across to use that kind of language? Is it you use the sexual imagery, you use the shocking physical appearance, you've done some bizarre things on stage, and you use profanity? All that necessary?
That reminds me of when
I think
there was Eddie Murphy doing his skit on one of his Delirious or Raw, one of those, and he does the Bill Cosby impression. He goes, "You cannot say." Y'all know. If you know, you know. But the point is that it's funny, man. Like at the end of the day, what are we, 5? You know what I mean? Like, kids hear worse than what a lot of people say on TV and shows and concerts. They hear worse in their own households. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, they probably know more that they shouldn't know because they watch it right at home, because the parents ain't doing what they need to do. The parents are the ones who are freaking saying all the freaking worst stuff. They're used to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's one example. But anyways, let's let Marilyn talk. He's the one being interviewed. But it's a reaction, so I'm doing what I do too. Just saying.
I think sometimes when you're making a point, I don't think that my lyrics are overlaced with profanity, because I myself don't speak using a lot of profanity in normal conversation. But I think when you're making something aggressive and you need to get a point across, if you're angry, sometimes profanity is necessary. Yeah. It's better to use a curse word than to hurt somebody else, I find.
You can take some of your lyrics as...
Sticks and stones and breaking bones, but words never hurt me. Yep.
You'll understand when I'm dead. I mean, disturbed kids could take the lyrics and say, when I'm dead, everybody's going to know me.
Well, I think that's a very valid point, and I think that that's a reflection of not necessarily this program, but of television in general. If you die and enough people are watching, then you become a martyr, you become a hero, you become well known. So when you have things like Columbine and you have these kids that are angry and they have something to say, no one's listening, the media sends a message that if you do something loud enough and it gets our attention, then you will be famous for it. Those kids ended up on the cover of Time magazine. The media gave them exactly what they wanted, and that's why I did any interviews when that happened, when I was getting blamed for it, because I felt that I would be contributing to what I found to be reprehensible.
So you don't believe that your songs reflect any kind of suicide wish or anything like that?
No, I feel that my songs talk about getting through feelings like that.
What do your parents think?
I love how it's almost like O'Reilly's just doing his best to make him out to be this freaking evil, horrible dude. And then Marilyn, each and every time, answers with something like that absolutely just sounds completely, legitly like, that's a great answer. Like, you can't argue it. And Bill's like, damn, that one didn't work. I gotta try to do another one. Ah, man, I thought I had him on this one. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Let's go.
Think of you.
My parents, at first weren't sure what I was doing. They wanted me to be a writer. I started out as a journalist. I still feel that I am a journalist in a way.
There you go. That's why he's a better journalist than Bill O'Reilly. That's what I'm talking about. I was gonna get you guys to do me a high five, but I know you all be like, no. So I just gave myself one. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta just high five yourself in life. Yeah. That makes sense.
I see things and I report them back to people in my own fashion, in songs or in interviews.
Yeah, love it.
My mom was always a big fan of Elvis. She made me listen to Elvis when I was a kid. I hated it, and I think now I've kind of grown up to fill in some of the sort of controversy that he created back in his day, but in a much more extreme, modern sense.
Never before in the history of this country have so many corrupting influences descended upon children at one time. And that most children don't understand what you're doing and why you're using the F word and why you're acting bizarre. And this can be very, very troubling to children who don't have direction, who don't have responsible parents.
Anything can be misinterpreted. People can look at Christ on a cross and think, this is an image of murder, this is violent, this has sexual imagery in it. And I think it's my job as an artist to be out there pushing people's buttons and making them question everything.
Yep.
And I respect you for challenging me, and that's why I came on the show.
Yeah. Oh, look at his face. Is this the end of it? Look at his face. It says it all. I respect you. And that's why I came on the show, because we should get people, discussing and talking and stuff and pushing the envelope. His face is like crap, man. I did this interview. I thought I was going to freaking come out looking like, yeah, way to go, O'Reilly, way to go. But now it just looks like, please go, O'Reilly, please go. Like, go away. This was fantastic. Love it. It's got 5 seconds.
Marilyn Manson is currently overseas. We'll keep you posted on the legal action. And next, more
legal action. What? They need more context to this. Something legal action? Did something happen? I don't know. Anyways, I like when you find this other side of people, because at face value, people judge a lot of people by their outward appearance, and then you start talking to them and you realize, oh crap, I was totally wrong. This guy's actually super intellectual, kind, friendly, has a head on their shoulders, and they're very respectful. Jeez. Guess Bill Riley had to find that out the hard way, because he just looked like freaking... He looked like he didn't come across seeming unbiased to me. But then again, a lot of people tend to think that about Fox News, that they're not as fair and unbiased as they would like to, or fair and balanced, I should say, as they like you to believe, allegedly. But all I know is that in this particular interview right here, I just think that it felt like to me that O'Reilly was part of the lynch mob who was wanting to, he was like the the district attorney and was like wanting to find this guy guilty and put him away and stuff like that. You know, that's what it felt like. You know, he was didn't sound like he was, you know, coming from a unbiased way to me, just his energy, just the way, I don't know, I could be completely off the mark with that, whatever. It is what it is. This is called a reaction video for a reason. This is my reaction. It is what it is. But I will say, I really love it when, you know, people are able to tell their truth, to speak their mind, to say what they feel and how they feel it without, you know, being pigeonholed by stereotypes, you know, to allow them to have their voice and say, and not just everyone else speaking crap, you know, for them. You know, it's one of those things, man. And I have mad respect for Marilyn Manson, you know what I'm saying? Because Marilyn Manson understands the important thing in life is to do you, be true to you, keep it 100, you know, speak your truth. And this interview, he did all of that, you know what I'm saying? And I got mad respect for Marilyn Manson. Plus, we just reacted to that other Marilyn Manson joint, and it was fire. So if you ain't seen that yet, go check out the previous videos. But for now, we are finito. Make sure you hit that subscribe, that like button, all that. And I will catch you on the next one. Thank you, Monroe, for the reaction request. And as always, remember to want to the fullest. Keep it off tap. We out.